Alright, well, here's the first video on the GoPro. Pretty cool. I like this little thing. Um, Here's a bit of a better look at the Simplicity. Sorry if I'm a little bit muffled. It's currently like 10 degrees out here. Freezing cold, you know. Messing around, kind of with the settings and everything. I hope everything's alright on it. But here's the Kawasaki as it is. Tried to upload 2 videos and the phone was bugging out again, so I just said, oh, I ain't gonna mess with it no more. But the calipers, I need new calipers on it, and maybe new hoses. I don't know yet. Still thinking about it. Here's the Suzuki. Its wonderfulness. Looks beautiful. John Deere's chilling out here. But for the night, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and probably tear into the Simplicity's rear end. I want to take it out, drain some of the fluid out of it, and oh, what else? I want to weld it. Basically, I want to try to clean it up, weld it, and I have a set of rims and tires. So I'm pretty sure I can get them to work to make dualies. Been debating about it. I don't know. They're pretty wide tires. I think they're like 10 inches, I think, wide. So if I put both of them on there, it's going to be 20 inches, and that's a lot, you know. 2 inches is a lot, especially whenever it's cold. But yeah, that's the plan is to tear the rear end out. We're going to go ahead and probably see what it would look like with duals. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and probably push this thing more in the middle of the garage. Don't mind the gas can. But here's the heater, kerosene heater. It's real nice. It's real warm. Yeah, so I was gonna go ahead and probably mess around with that. Gotta swap hands real quick. Ooh, it's cold, you know. Yeah, and then also I want to mock up, the reason why I kind of want to make it a dually is because I want to try to mock up a plow attachment on the Simplicity somewhere on the front, instead of using the John Deere, because the John Deere is a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more fragile in a way. This thing, you know, I've been beating the piss out of it. It has created a bit of an oil leak. Don't know why, because it's not like I just start it and red line it, sit there, wah, 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 wah. It has like no oil in it, so instead of, you know, fixing up the light and adding oil in it, we're just gonna tear the rear end apart and weld it, basically. So that's gonna be real fun. But this is Simplicity, pretty cool. I did make a side exhaust pipe, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty fancy. Pretty cool looking. I really like it. It has this like nice little bit of an angle on the end. So instead of just pointing straight out, it kind of goes sideways, and it looks pretty good. It sounds good too. But I still got the turbo and everything. Haven't really touched it since. But I am gonna have to do, because this is cast iron. I'm pretty sure you have to get cast iron pretty hot for a decent weld. But the plan is, if I am going to use this turbo, I'm going to cut it here and somewhere up here and try to make it to where there's as much exhaust fumes going into one inlet, I guess you can call it, and spinning this turbine like crazy. Which, by the way, it is a pretty small little dude down there. Pretty cool though. And then I'm just going to have a hose probably coming out of this, looping around to the carburetor. But I also need to get a oil cooler. Or no, not an oil cooler. I need to figure out if I can make like an external oil reservoir thing, so there's always oil pumping through this, and a oil cooler that I'm going to put coolant in so I can keep this thing cool for as much as I can. I was going to say water, but currently it's 10 degrees, and that would be the best idea for winter. But yeah, Simplicity, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit warmed up, and then I'll probably drag it over here, probably tear the rear end apart. But I also need to clean off the workbench so we can get an area for it, which would be pretty nice. Welding it up here, I don't know about that. I'll probably bring it down here to my little mat and weld it, because this is wood. Wood burns, you know. It's not the best idea to weld on it, but you know, we might be fine. It's soaked with oil and whatever. Like there's chunks of oil, chunks of stains, whatever you want to call it, stains. Yeah, but we're gonna clean it, get it figured out, and then I'll probably cut back to either me having the rear end apart and getting ready to weld it, or moving it and tearing it apart. I don't know. You guys will see it here in a, well, for you guys it'll be a second. For me it'll probably be like 30 minutes because how cold it is. All right, so we're back. I was going to show you guys taking apart the fender and the seat and all that, and I was like, I can knock that out real quick, because you know we got the Harbor Freight Special down there. Messing around with this, I'm like, man, this thing makes a lot of clunking noises when I'm riding around. So, you know, checking the belt, checking all that. And I'm like, oh well, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but this is actually loose a little. Oh my god, it's not even tight. Okay, well, it's finger tight, so I was like, okay, that's one problem. Then I'm messing around, and I put it in third gear, which, by the way, this has been having a lot of slop. Don't know if you realize it, but look how straight this side is right here. Look how straight that is. Then look how straight that one is. I think that's the majority of my slop. Because when we're in second gear, it's about right there. Third gear, all of it. It's just giving it all of it. And you know, I was like, all right, I'm not hooking up the brakes because they don't even work at all. So you know, we just had this thing dangling there, and I'm like, I keep on hearing a weird clunking noise. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, is the rear end like already shot? Well, watch this. Don't know if you guys see that or not, but wiggles a little. Throw it in gear. Look at that. It even moves. What the hell? So a feller's gonna estimate the seal is shot right there. So that's probably one reason why just about all the grease and fluids out of it. So that's cool. At least one of those bolts are or not bolt, nut. At least one of them's loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that size of socket and start tearing it apart. Rip that out. Throw it up on the bench, which got pretty clean. You know, don't look at that side, but I mean, right here's what we want. But the reason why this thing has two different ears of rear ends, the little shaft that the pulley sits on, I broke one of those in half. I was over in the mud, you know, dumping the clutch and giving it all of it, and yeah, I sheared the thing right in half. So my sister's boyfriend, he's a special type. Decides to weld a bolt on there, you know, to see if it works. Well, he sucks ass at welding. I came home and I smacked that thing with a hammer, I think almost twice. I smacked it once this way, bent it, and then smacked it again this way, and then it just came off. So I was like, okay, that, and whenever he welded it a little crooked to where, you know, whenever it's going, it sits there and wobbles like that. That is insane. That pretty much demonstrates that, you know, he's a little bit cross-eyed, if you know what I mean. Man, I don't know if you guys ever watch it. I'm pretty sure it's Larry the Cable Guy, health inspector, I'm pretty sure. And there's a certain individual on there named Danny. Yeah, that song was made for my sister's boyfriend. Don't want to expose his name, but yeah, he's a special type. Anyways, a feller's gonna go ahead and probably take this rear end out. There's a lot of grease and gunk on this thing, dirt and mud. It's all right. We're just gonna drop the rear end, and I'm gonna throw it up on the table. I'm probably gonna have to take these tires off. Which, you know, I did find those, found these other sets of tires. This one's flat. This one has some air in it. And I don't know. Fella's been thinking about a welded diff. Sounds pretty cool. And another thing, a lot of the mowers on the front end pivot. This one is a special type. Well, oh, if I can make it do it. Oh, it really does not like to. Well, it pivots as well, but it really dislikes it because there's a lot of, probably a lot of rust up in there. Forget if it's a bearing setup or what it is. Forget, but it'll be all right. Just gonna sling my foot on that. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this rear end, and you know, it'll be fine. I really want to make it a goat cart in a way, you know, make like a little jack shaft under it, and run like a, I don't know, Predator 212 or the, oh, what's that one motor? Oh, it's the 301? 305? No, Chevy makes this 305. 302? No. Ford, no. Yeah, Ford makes it 302. That's the fucking 50. Yeah, 305 and the 302's the 50. You know, it's weird. A fella doesn't understand that, but it's alright, you know. Chevy tried. Ford tried, especially in the, what? Is that the early or no, maybe late 90s? When they have the sucky 50, I'm pretty sure that was in the 90s. Or was that early 2000s? I don't remember. But, you know, that's alright. Ford tried as well. Actually, I got an old Briggs motor I really want to build and make it like a little hot rod. I might just use that instead. You know, keeping it the, I don't know, older look. Just putting something newer in it. That's like LS swapping a square body from 88 or something like that. Actually, 88 was whenever they had the OBS. So, you know, it's alright. That's actually 88 to 98. I have one of them. I have a 93 and a 92. And maybe a 97. I don't know. A fella's been looking at a couple of trucks and been debating about it. But, yeah, you know, we're just winging it. Would like a mini truck. A mini truck would be cool. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop the rear end. I've said that like 4 different times and then I get carried on to another conversation. But, you know, throwing that thing out, probably going to take the tires off. Oh, I hate that. They have cotter pins in them. Cotter pins aren't fun to deal with. Kind of suck, but, you know, it'll be all right. It'll be fine. So, you know, a feller's like, man, I can't wait to open this thing up and da-na-na-na-na, and then I realized, oh, I never drained up the old fluid in it. Holy! Apparently I put a little bit of oil in it, I think. And, I don't know if you guys can really see it, but there is a little bit of glitter, and look how thick that is. Oh my god, that's like pudding. Hold on. Where's my flashlight at? There it is. Oh my god. Look at that. Ugh. That is beautiful. Oh yeah, there's a bit of glitter in there. Well, look at the swirls on that. Man, that's pretty fancy. So, yeah, that's, oh my god. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see those chunks or not, but Jesus. Wow, okay, well, this thing's pretty full. It's so full that it came out of these, little holes here. So, you know, a feller might just do this tomorrow. Because it's pretty cold, and the battery's at 80%, which ain't terrible. That and, you know, got some spots for some floor dry. But, that's pretty cool. Kind of weird seeing this thing without a rear end. I haven't done this, and I think it was around same time this year, last year. I took the rear end out because that shaft. Yeah, that's crazy though. Wow. I did not expect that much how much metal to be in there. Well, I still got that at the rear end. I'm gonna try to fix that bent linkage and then see how bad third gear is going in and out of it. And if it's real bad, swap the third gear out of there into there. Or yeah, I'll probably do that. What I should do is take second gear out and see if I could put first gear for second, so I could have two first gears. I don't know if that's how it works though, because I'm pretty sure there's different gearing in there. You know, it's fine. We're just gonna deal with it later. But yeah, that's brutal, and it's still just pouring out. So that's probably gonna take forever. And you know, while it does that, I'm gonna go inside and get warm. Plus the heater's almost out of fuel. So yeah, we're probably gonna call it a night. I'll probably upload this and then make a second video. But we got everything laying out right here. You know, sockets. Ooh, wow. It's the drain plug. Ugh. Ooh. There's some water in there, you know. That's radical. I don't know, I might, because I know the axle seals are terrible, because I filled this whole transmission up. Or I guess transfer case, not transfer case. What are they called? Oh, it's not a transfer case. Man. Is it a transfer case? No. What are these called? I forget. It's the transmission and the rear end combined. It's like, it might be transfer case, hell, I don't know. I don't even remember what I was going to talk about. Oh my god. Alright, well, I got some sealant, you know, old sealant. I'll probably go ahead and put on there whenever I put it together. But, that rotor, I don't know what you want to call it. I might see if I can find brakes for this. Or at least that brake clamp. See if I can find one of those. I'll probably have to get the measurement on it. Buy one of those and, you know, at least have brakes. Because brakes are nice. And then we'll probably look into a pulley swap. I know that's a 9-inch pulley on the rear. I'll probably go to like, at most, a 7-inch. Because the front, I have it on the deck belt. And I think that's a 3-inch or a 4-inch pulley. So I want to be careful with how fast this thing is. But since, you know, since we're doing a 2-wheel peeler on it, that'd be kind of cool. Might be able to do a burnout a little bit better. I don't know. Definitely gonna get out my Loctite for the nuts and everything for putting it on, because yeah, that is atrocious that those came undone. And what also came undone is this bolt down in here. You guys can barely see it. It's starting to come undone. I didn't even have to loosen that. You have to loosen that to take this rear end out. That is pretty loose. So we're definitely gonna bust out the Loctite for that. Whew. Man, is this thing still draining? Oh my god, that is disgusting. That is just, ugh. That is gray. That ain't even like, oh, you know, at least it ain't like milk. Because this one time I did change an oil, or did an oil change in this old snapper I had, and the oil was damn near milk. It was straight white, and it was like 1% milk. It was terrible. It was so thin. I was just like, it was coming out. I was like, oh my god. I had to like I went ahead and flushed the oil through it like 4 times, and it looked just about like that after I was done. Put new thing oil in it. It looked all right. So I was like, oh hell, we're just gonna run that. And man, that thing ran good. I put a Chinesium carb on it, and that was definitely not the best of ideas. But I mean, still, that thing ran good. I like that too. I really like that snapper. That thing was weird though. It's how the rear end and the motor and all that was set up was weird. But fellas gonna call it a night. Because you know, that's gonna take about 4 decades to drain, and yeah, it's cold. It's probably gonna be warmer tomorrow. That I ain't got school. I don't got school for 2 days because how cold it's gonna be tomorrow. So, you know, it might be warmer tomorrow. It might not. If not, then, you know, you guys will probably get this video for tonight, and I'll probably come back here in a day or so, or a little bit longer. It's cold. You know, if you guys like this shit, let me know. Say that you like it, or fucking like it. I don't know. Do whatever you want. You have a free will, you know. There is going to be more cooler content coming, you know. Maybe some riding around on the Simplicity. Maybe. Or maybe for the Kawasaki, might ride around on that. Or the future project. This motor does not go with this. But this is a shopping cart from like fucking 70s, 80s, somewhere around there. And basically the plan is we're going to cut off this lower bracket with all the piping and tires and all that. We're going to cut that off and make a goat cart. Something pretty cool. Or, you know, maybe there might be some more content on this. I don't know. But there definitely will be more content with the Simplicity. And, you know, stay tuned for that. It'll be pretty cool. Watching that oil thing fill up. Oh my god, look at that thing. How much oil is in... Oh my, it's still spewing out. Alright, well, you know, calling it a night, going inside. Whatever.